Welcome back. We are wrapping up our whole module on possibilities around how to set priorities and how to be really, really productive. So far I've showed you how to set the priorities. I've started to show you how to outline exactly where these ideas fit in onto your year. And now let's start to really set our tone for what it's going to look like day to day. This part is actually really, really fun because you can really see how much you can get done even while you're traveling. This is where the roadpreneur really comes in. So I want you to break up your schedule into work days, travel days, and play days. The first thing we're going to do is just block off play days. What are days where you really want to go hike? You really want to go explore somewhere. You want to try something new. You want to do something new. What are those days? Go ahead and mark them off and decide what you want that to look like. You can go back to your joy mapping exercise and decide in the beginning where you want to show up and how often you want to show up. It's totally your call. This is totally your call. So decide what you want those play days to look like. This does not mean, though, that you don't have to not work at all on your play days. If you're anything like me, you feel really good when you get just a little bit done every single day. I love to make connections every single day, post every single day, do something every single day, just to continue to be connected somehow to my business. And that's just because I love what I do so much. So on my play days, I'll have a few things that take maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And I just get them done very first thing in the morning. That way I know the rest of the day I've done something. To me, that matters. It might not matter to you, and that's A-okay, but you have to decide what matters the most to you. In your workbook, I've outlined a few different things you can do on these play days to maximize your time and still continue to keep that pulse on your business. Again, everything is optional. Pick one or two that might sound good to you or pick none at all. Then there's the travel days. Travel days are excellent for certain activities because you're sitting in the car and driving. I typically will take the passenger role, which is fine. That's the way that we work in our family. And if I am driving, obviously I don't do any of this. I might listen to a podcast or I might do some personal growth and listen to like an audiobook on personal growth or something like that. But I'm not doing anything actively on my business while I'm driving. Of course, that goes without saying. But when I'm in the passenger seat, I can do some things. There are certain things that I cannot do. I cannot edit videos. I typically don't do things that are going to require, designing a landing page or something like that. But there are things that I can do. So in your workbook, again, I have a list of ideas that you can do while you're on the road that will still let you be tuned into what's happening in the back seat if you're like me and you have kids, or will still keep you connected to whoever's driving. My husband and I like to have conversations, obviously, when we're driving. And so this is a great chance for me to continue to work, and he supports it, but we are still able to have a conversation. So I have some tasks there for you that you can choose to do on your travel days. And then, of course, your work days. Work days are those fun days when you have already filled your fun cup and are not traveling, or you're stationary at a campground that has really great Wi-Fi. You can get a lot of work done. But the thing is, when you sit down at the picnic table or in your home office, wherever you are, you need to know what you're going to do so you can maximize those work days and get as much done as possible. So go back to those priorities that you set up in the last section and start to see where things are falling in line. What are you going to want to have done when you're hitting the road in a week? Are you going to want to batch a bunch of emails, schedule out a bunch of social media posts, have different, promotion banners designed for your website or for social media, whatever it is? Decide what you need and then decide that you're going to batch that content. That might not mean much to you right now, but it will soon. In the next section, I'm going to talk to you about how to batch content, what that looks like, and why it's so important for staying consistent. But for now, start to decide what you're going to be doing on your travel days, your play days, and your work days, and go and look for the next few weeks or the next few months and write down in a planner of any kind or on a sheet of paper. It does not matter, but just start to write down. When I sit down on my computer or when I'm on the road or the very first thing I do before we hit the trail in the morning or when I get back, whatever your preferred work time is, mine's the morning, but some people like the evening better. This is what I'm going to get done. This is something I'm going to do. When you have that list made ahead of time, Getting your work done and staying productive and staying in motion is so much easier. So much easier. Give it a try and let me know what you think about that. But for now, go and start to put together your plan, your plan for your next month, and outline specific tasks that you want to get done each and every day to keep you moving forward.